Electronic Arts. Electronic Arts, better known as EA, is one of the oldest and most powerful companies in the gaming world. Founded in 1982, the company helped bring gaming into the mainstream with popular games and strong relationships with talented studios. Over time, EA became especially famous for their sports games, gaining exclusive licenses with leagues like the NFL and FIFA, which allowed it to dominate the sports gaming industry. And as technology improved, EA's games became bigger and flashier, as franchises like The Sims, Battlefield, and Need for Speed became household names to many players, earning them massive success in the gaming industry. But as time passed, EA began looking for new ways to earn more money beyond game sales. This is where the company's reputation started to change. EA became heavily focused on microtransactions, especially in its sports titles. Modes like Ultimate Team encourage players to buy card packs with real money just to get better players. While it is completely optional to spend extra money, many players felt forced to pay just to stay competitive. This model became incredibly profitable, earning EA billions every year, often more than the actual game sales themselves. The situation reached its breaking point with the release of Star Wars Battlefront 2, where progression was tied to loot boxes, forcing players to choose between hundreds of hours of gameplay or just simply by paying with real money in order to unlock key characters for the game to progress. The backlash was massive, which made EA one of the most downvoted companies online, where even the government themselves began investigating the loot boxes mechanics as possible gambling. As of today, EA is still one of the influential companies in gaming. While the company made small improvements regarding the backlash, its reputation remains ruined. To many players, EA now represents how big companies can turn beloved games into tools for making money. Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard was once seen as a dream combination between two companies. Activision handled publishing, while Blizzard was known for making games that focused on quality. Together, they controlled some of the biggest franchises in gaming history, including Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Overwatch. In the early years, Blizzard Entertainment became well known for releasing games only when they were ready, which made many players trust the company as they prioritized quality over quantity. But over time, things began to change. Activision's business influence grew stronger, and yearly profits became the top priority. Call of Duty became an annual release, launching games while it is not clearly ready, which resulted in the games being filled with many technical issues, but is packed with bundles, battle passes, and expensive skins. Meanwhile, Blizzard's reputation suffered greatly with Diablo Immortal, a mobile game that allowed players to spend enormous amounts of money just for upgrades, which made longtime fans feeling betrayed. On top of that, the company was also surrounded by internal scandals that damaged public trust even further, making many players feel that the soul of the company had been completely lost. Public backlash grew louder across online forums and the media, where once loyal fans began doubting every announcement that they put out, making the company's reputation to shift from legendary to mediocre. As of today, Activision Blizzard is now owned by Microsoft. While the studios still operate normally, fans are hoping this new leadership will focus more on quality and less on quantity. Ubisoft. Ubisoft is known for creating games that feature massive open worlds and tactical shooting. The company found huge success with franchises like the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six Siege. For many years, Ubisoft's games was constantly able to deliver games that provide enjoyable experiences to many players. However, Ubisoft began leaning more heavily into making profit. XP boosters, time savers, and cosmetic packs appeared in full-priced games, even in single-player games, which made many players feel that the games were intentionally slowed down and harder just to encourage spending extra money to save time. Over time, Ubisoft also became known for releasing games that felt repetitive, with each new game often feeling similar to the last, which made many players to believe that the company's creativity and passion had been lost due to profit. Later, live service games such as X-Defiant and Skull and Bones failed miserably, as these games felt shallow and uninspired, resulting in the company losing millions. These issues created growing frustration within the community, where longtime fans began losing trust in the company, and even developers reportedly struggled with constant direction changes, making the public's expectations to decline with each troubled release. It also came to a point where fans began comparing new Ubisoft games to older ones more often, where the gap in quality between the past and present became harder to ignore. As of today, the company faces many major challenges. Several projects were canceled, sales dropped, and the company's future feels uncertain. While the company is still standing strong with Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft now declared that the company is now in a rebuilding phase, which they called Major Reset, to improve the quality of their games and reclaim their status in the gaming industry. Take-Two Interactive. Take-Two Interactive is one of the most praised and well-known game companies for publishing some of the greatest games ever made in history. Through Rockstar Games, they created the Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption series, games that are well known for its storytelling and immense attention to detail, which were considered realistic and immersive to many players. These games show what happens when time and passion are given vast freedom. However, Take-Two Interactive is heavily criticized for how it handles monetization, where Grand Theft Auto Online became one of the most profitable games in history. Instead of releasing story expansions, Rockstar focused entirely on online content and shark cards, where many players suggested that the items sold are not worth the price of what players pay for. Another example is NBA 2K. Each year, players buy a fully priced game, only to face heavy pressure to spend more money to upgrade characters, where many fans call it one of the most predatory sports franchises ever. This approach has caused frustration, especially among players who just want an honest and fair experience. Critics argue that the company now prioritizes monetization over new content, while some players support this, as they believe that the profits help fund massive, high-quality projects for the future. This divide has split the community for years. While some players remain loyal because of Rockstar's quality in their games, others worry that future games may follow the same path of how they exploit players today. As of now, Take-Two Interactive stands at the center of hype surrounding the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. The excitement is massive, but so is the concern over how monetization will shape the game. NetEase. NetEase is one of the largest game companies in China, who also plays a huge role in mobile and online gaming. They created and published popular games like Marvel Rivals, Identity V, and Knives Out, and are also known for partnering with Western studios. While they are known to help bring games reach massive audiences, NetEase is often criticized for its mobile-focused business model. Many of their games rely heavily on gacha systems and limited-time events, which made many players spend large amounts of money trying to unlock characters, skins, and other in-game cosmetics, where these kinds of systems encourage repeated spending rather than just enjoying the game. But despite this, these systems remain extremely successful in generating revenue for the company, as some players feel pressured to keep up with paying users, making this system more common and a huge part of modern online gaming. These issues shape how NetEase is viewed globally, where it also caused discussions and debates about regulation and player protection regarding spending habits. As of today, NetEase remains to be one of the wealthiest game companies in the world. It continues to dominate the Chinese gaming industry and is expanding globally, especially in mobile gaming, where monetization remains to be its biggest threat among many players. Tencent. Tencent is one of the largest gaming companies in the world by revenue, alongside Sony and Microsoft. The company owns or partially owns countless popular game studios such as Riot Games, Supercell, Epic Games, and many more, where Tencent's influence and impact in the gaming industry is undeniably enormous. Especially in League of Legends, massive esports events, and a successful TV show, it became one of the most popular franchises in gaming history, spreading its influence to many audiences around the world. However, Tencent is often labeled greedy because of how they prioritize monetization over the community and the games itself. Many of their games include battle passes, gacha mechanics, cosmetics shop, and even an energy system where players are limited to play for long sessions, forcing them to eventually pay just to keep playing. On top of that, quality of in-game cosmetics and trailers is clearly showing that the company is appearing to be cutting corners just to maximize profit. These kinds of strategies made many players worry that the company's focus on profit might ruin gaming entirely, as creativity and passion is being replaced for more profit. Over the years, this issue has only grown louder within the gaming community, where every move that the company makes sparks concern about what might happen to the games they love. But despite the controversy, Tencent remains unstoppable in terms of money and in reach, as many successful games today would not exist without Tencent's help. The company continues to expand and invest in studios worldwide, making it one of the most powerful companies in modern gaming, admired by investors but is often feared and hated by gamers. Konami. Konami was once one of the largest and most respected game companies in history. They created legendary game franchises such as Silent Hill, Castlevania, and Contra, where during the 1990s and early 2000s, Konami was considered one of the kings and a legend when it comes to arcades and console gaming. However, everything changed when the company shifted its focus away from developing console games. The company became heavily invested in mobile games and pachinko machines, as these business models have lower development costs and higher profitability than the games they made before. This led to the famous controversy over their fallout with Hideo Kojima, the creator of the Metal Gear series, where his top priority was to always make high-quality games using the time and money that he needed. But from Konami's perspective, Kojima was spending way too much money and was taking a very long time just for developing a single game, which led to growing corporate friction between him and the company, ultimately resulting in his departure and the cancellation of many future projects. This moment became a symbol of the company's downfall in the eyes of the community, where they felt that Konami abandoned its legacy purely for money. Over the years, media coverage and articles rarely mentioned the company without bringing up the controversy from their actions. Online discussions and gaming communities continued to bring up the company's name as a warning sign to new players, as its name became linked to games made of poor quality and is also filled with aggressive monetization tactics. Later announcements that the company makes are often met with doubt rather than excitement, leading many fans to believe that the damage to their reputation may never fully be repaired again. But over time, Konami is slowly redeeming themselves and is returning back their focus on console games, reviving and publishing remakes of games that were once beloved to many people, remembering their roots of what made them truly great in the first place. Even though the damage has been done to the company's reputation, Konami is still constantly trying to push and announce their future projects to the public. As of today, Konami's story remains to be a tragedy. It serves as an example on how beloved games can be ruined due to corporate greed. Nintendo. Nintendo is considered to be the oldest game company in the world and has slowly grown into one of the most recognizable names in the gaming industry. They are best known for creating games that featured well-known characters such as Mario, Link, and Donkey Kong, where they also introduced the world to the Pokémon franchise, which became a huge cultural phenomenon for players of all ages around the world. Nintendo's games are usually easy, simple to learn, and are more focused on mechanics and gameplay rather than realistic graphics, which made it extremely fun to many players. The company is also known for making unique consoles, such as the Wii, where it used motion controls rather than traditional controllers, and the Nintendo Switch, which featured detachable controllers, allowing players to use the console both at home and on the go. But despite all this success, Nintendo is often called one of the greediest game studios by many players and the public. One big reason is that their games stayed expensive and rarely got any discounts after many years of its release. Players also complain that Nintendo often re-release and sells older games with a few small improvements, but at a higher price. Another issue is how strict Nintendo is with its rules, as they frequently remove fan-made games, mods, and even gameplay videos of their games. On top of that, Nintendo also introduced a subscription system on their console and also offered limited time releases of games, which made many players feel pressured to buy their products as quickly as possible. These issues shaped how the company is seen today, severely damaging the support of the community that built it in the first place. As of today, Nintendo still remains to be powerful in the gaming industry, as the Nintendo Switch remains to be extremely popular worldwide. But despite the criticism, many players still continue to support the company, as their games offer a quality and polished gaming experience to all players alike.